What's going on, guys? Back today. Just want to talk more about Manny Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman. Um, Not sure what's going on with the promotional side. It's only a month away. It's in July 20th. I think the fight's supposed to go down. MGM Grand, Fox pay per view, solid card. Still haven't seen anything from the promotional side. Haven't seen any like a face off or camp life or countdown or anything like that. So I wonder if they're just waiting till July to do that, or does it have anything to do with the Garcia versus Garcia fight or the Earl Spence talks with Terrence Crawford or Sean Porter? Is that kind of delaying the promotional side? Do they have the budget? Because they've already done. Let's see, they did one pay per view with Earl Spence versus Mikey. Um, I wonder if we don't know what Garcia versus Garcia if it'll be on pay per view. We still don't know if Sean Porter versus Earl will be on pay per view. So I wonder how they're going to do what budget they have to promote Keith Thurman versus Pacquiao, which I think is a great fight. Stylistically. Um, Heard a little bit from Bo Mack, Terrence Crawford's trainer, saying Keith Thurman's going to dust off Manny Pacquiao. Um, I'm not quite sure who dust off Manny Pacquiao. I don't think Pacquiao is a faded 40-year-old. I think he's definitely lost a step, but I won't say that he's faded or he's completely out of it. He did, dominate a solid fighter like Broner. Um, I don't. I'm leaning with Keith Thurman, but I don't think it's going to be easy work by any means. Keith Thurman didn't particularly look great in his last fight, or at least not the whole fight. The first 6 rounds he was dominating Josecito Lopez, but then the last 6 rounds it was pretty 50-50 from then on. So, um, it kind of really depends kind of how Keith Thurman fights Pacquiao. If he fights Pacquiao, how he fought Sean Porter, then he probably could get beat. If he fights Pacquiao more like how he fought Robert Guerrero, Luis Collazo, um, stays behind the jab, boxes on the front foot, keeps the opponent back. Because Manny Pacquiao's not a good fighter off the back foot. He's good at keeping the fight in the middle of the ring or if he's coming forward. But if he himself, Pacquiao meaning, is forced to fight backwards, then Pacquiao really gets into trouble. So, um, so if Keith, I would recommend for him to fight more aggressive but smart. Stay behind the jab, work off the jab. I wouldn't do too many looping punches. You don't want to get in like an exchange like that with Pacquiao, even at this stage of Pacquiao's career. Um, you know, this fight could be a matter of who gets off first and who can do it consistently. Pacquiao doesn't have the speed to maintain the activity that he once had. Being one of the top volume fighters in the sport. Back in his prime, he would throw close to 1,000 punches a fight, but so clearly he doesn't have that. But he still has some pop. He still has some activity. Um, I think he's kind of tamed his aggression a little bit since the Marquez fight, but he's still aggressive. You know what I mean? So, um, but just waiting and hoping that Pacquiao just lunges and leaps into a shot, I think that would be a mistake. So I think it's better off to just box Manny Pacquiao. But I don't think it'll be an easy fight for either guy, for Keith or for Pacquiao. I think it's a tough fight. Um, I can definitely see multiple knockdowns. Kind of like Prince Nassim versus Kevin Kelly. Where both guys get dropped. What was it, 4 times in that fight? Maybe not. It may not be that explosive, but I think it'll be pretty good though, for sure. But promotion's definitely been lacking. But like I said, it could be a behind the scenes issue because of the things that are also going on within the division. Like I said, the Garcia fights, the Spence Porter, that still hasn't been official. Mikey versus Danny. Apparently, that's just being talked about right now. So, um, and it's June. So, if that fight were to happen, that probably won't happen until September. You got Wilder Ortiz in the future. That could be on Fox pay per view or Showtime pay per view. I don't know. So, PBC's definitely looking like it's going to have a lot of good fights in the back end of the year, but still haven't had anything official yet. The only thing that's been official is Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao. So, I think they should, work on that, because that's what's actually happening. The other fights are kind of just, more myth than, legend. So we'll see what happens. But let me know what you guys think about Pacquiao Thurman. Who you think is going to win? Do you think it'll be close? Do you think it'll be a firefight? Drop comments, like, subscribe, stay tuned. Take it easy.